reminded me of when you were talking before about how, when you were a child, you used to have these trances and you described this immersion. I had a couple of anecdotes that came to mind. One of them was Socrates. There's an anecdote from some of his friends about how one day he received the divine sign, he called it, he felt the presence of his daemon, and he just stood there for 8 hours in the same fucking spots, and it's that's some dedication, man. That's someone who really believes in the legitimacy of that mystical sign, whatever that is, that. And it reminds me of what you were saying, that immersion where you just totally get in this trance state. And there's a great anecdote actually about I think it's about Schopenhauer, about how, one day he was he was walking around thinking, wondering about the world or whatever. And anyway, so someone shouts out, "Hey, who are you and what do you think you're doing?" And he looks down and he's standing in the middle of a flower bed, and this is a gardener. Gardener's yelling at him. And he stands there for a couple of seconds and looks at the gardener and he says, oh, fuck, what's the line? It's something like, I'd be really glad if only I knew the answer to that, something like that, because he takes that question as, in its full metaphysical and existential implications. And he's like, who am I and what am I doing here? Fuck, ain't that the fucking question,
And that points to the majesty of all this, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The very presence, the embodiment of intelligence and consciousness. And for me, this is magic, right? It's just a magical, beautiful experience. I mean, it's freaking painful sometimes and don't quite know what to do with myself here and there, but just in and of itself, life is a wondrous thing. I think
definitely,
again, that's part of what we're doing as well, is to just trying to remind people, what happened to your childhood wonder?